You write the book, you edit the book, you tweak the book, you fall in love with the book, you pitch the book, and then you cry. The traditional publishing industry is just brutal in every sense of the word, and even as a professional writer, I had an absolutely awful experience. I got rejected by 56 literary agents. The good news is, I'm publishing anyway. Story time! Hey, my name is Carrie French, author of Without Disruption, and I am a freelance copywriter in my normal real-world life. In doing so, I write for brands all around the world. I earn 6 figures every year doing what I love, which is writing. So how did I go from copywriting to authoring? Last October, I had a dream, and this dream turned into an idea, and I thought about it a lot. I talked about it with friends and family, and I had to kind of sit and stew on it because I had the seed of an idea, but I also had this overwhelming shadow of self-consciousness, doubt in myself. After several months of stewing, I finally decided to just try. In February, I spent 14 blissful, incredible days writing this book. And no joke, I wrote 63,000 words, the whole first draft in its entirety, in 14 days. It was a manic creative sprint. So rewarding, so fulfilling, so deeply inspiring. And I knew that once I got to the end of that first draft, I had created something really special that I was incredibly proud of and matched this vision that I had in my head. So here's what the story is. Without Disruption. In pursuit of a different life, Harrison leaves everything behind: his family, his community, and even his own name. He can never go back. Global society is united with a simple guarantee: everyone can achieve stable, lasting happiness for 100 years in a curated lifestyle that brings them joy. Well, not unlimited joy, just mild contentment. No more, no less. Every element of life is controlled by V, an AI system that is worshipped as divine. She guides members into harmony with in-ear alerts, retina screens, and vast immersive simulations. Harrison is ambitious and impulsive, with a curious habit of recalling hazy memories that never happened. The course of his life is punctuated with hasty decisions, emotional compromises, and genuine attempts to play by the rules. He's not only running out of options, he's running out of time. Is Harrison's will strong enough to break V's authoritarian hold? Or will he finally learn to settle for mediocrity, just like everyone else? The threat of eviction is looming, and Harrison's death day might come sooner than he thinks. So, over the next 2 months, so from February, March to the middle of April, I had 10 different people beta read it, and they provided so much helpful feedback. I also read through the whole book 4 times, deeply edited it. I even printed out the whole thing so that on paper I could edit it and see things a little more clearly. And that got worked up into a much more polished form and extended quite a bit. It was about 72,000 words at the time when I was ready to query. Now we're at the query stage. This is when you pitch it. You have to pitch to literary agents with what's called querying. I did my research here, and I found out that most of the advice online was honestly pretty bogus and not that helpful. Basically, everything just said to follow the submission requirements, make sure you're submitting to the right person, that you shouldn't ever send unfinished or unedited first drafts. Duh. And to make sure that your query letter is punchy. So tackling the query letter first at the back of that list, I met with a local author who is traditionally published, and I asked her for her feedback. So she critiqued my query letter several times. She reviewed my changes. She officially gave me the thumbs up, essentially, on what she thought would match what agents are looking for and kind of fit the theme of what she knows that they expect. Moving backwards. Submitting to the right person took a lot of research. So based on my author friend's advice, I purchased the past editions of the Writer's Market, these bad boys. It's basically like the yellow pages of the publishing world. So I spent hours going through both of those books, highlighting every single listing that matched the genre that I have. I compiled all that information, all 56 agencies, into a spreadsheet, and I had their agency name, the contact name, their expected response time, the agency URL, their actual link, what information they required, any tidbits or facts that I could find and use to personalize the message. All right, and the last thing in that list that it said to consider is that every agency has a different requirement of what you are allowed to send and what they expect. And oh my God, they were not gentle at all in translating that information. Literally, they're saying like they will throw my pitch in the trash, disregard, how dare you even think to send me this if you don't do it exactly the way that they say. So if I was to send 3 pages instead of 5, trash. If I was to send 10 instead of 5, trash. If I was to send 5 instead of 10, trash. Or maybe they wanted me to attach a doc instead of a PDF. Or maybe they had to attach a PDF instead of a doc. Or if I attached anything at all, trash. trash. I went through their website, I followed all their submission requirements and made sure I knew exactly what every single person wanted. But I did it. I personalized all 56 emails with their exact specifications, making sure I addressed it to the exact person I was supposed to talk to. I crossed my fingers and I waited. One day later, I got my first rejection. It was like literally less than 12 hours. But that's okay. They were B tier. 2 days later, 2 more rejections. Okay, these ones were A tier. That really hurt. 4 days later, 5 more rejections. Wow, this is starting to hurt. And then things slowed down. I had just a trickle of rejections. It was like, oh goody, I got an email. Oh, it's another generic reply saying that it's not a good fit. Okay. Virtually every single agency says, we'll get back to you in 6 to 8 weeks, up to 12 weeks. We'll get back to you if we want to. Don't expect a reply. So I gave them their time. 4 months later, in August, there were still more than half that never even bothered to reply. 32 agencies. So I sent a follow-up, personalized it again. I made sure it was all professional and relevant. 6 more rejections. And 26 still never even bothered to confirm receipt. Or, okay, they may have, it was an automated message that they confirmed receipt. I know that they got it, but they didn't actually, care to tell me that they got it. And they hate it and they don't want to work with me. And I guess that's okay. I get that you're busy. But, 4 months after I had queried, I finally just decided, screw the traditional publishing industry, and I am taking this into my own hands. I'm a go-getter. I'm a DIYer. I can do this. And honestly, I'll never know for sure why I was rejected by all these people because, of course, no one even bothered to request a full manuscript. No one sent me a reply email. I don't know, guesses or theories. Maybe they thought that the kind of mixed genre approach would have been too hard to sell. It is dystopian, but it's in a utopia. It's literary fiction writing style. Or maybe they thought that dystopian was kind of like a dead-end trend, which should just be relegated to young adult. Or maybe they thought that the bisexual protagonist and our gay love interest wouldn't be commercial enough and that they weren't interested in promoting an LGBT book that's not LGBT romance. Maybe they were prioritizing own voices or they're looking for BIPOC authors. Totally fair. That's not me. Or maybe my pitch really did suck. Maybe my book really does suck. But no, not that last one. I know my book is good. So now I'm taking a traditional quality publishing approach, but doing it a DIY method. And those 56 agents don't know what they're missing, and that is okay. And honestly, I think that although that rejection was so brutal, so frustrating, so not what I had in mind, I do actually prefer the challenge and the control that I have in making sure that every single thing is perfect and polished in exactly the way that I want. I have no one telling me creatively, you can't do that, that won't sell, that's not commercial. It's my way. Because like I said, I wanted traditional publishing quality and credibility, and that's still what I'm going after. I just have to do it myself. So if you are struggling to carve your path forward in the traditional publishing world, or you're struggling to get literary agents to even bother to reply, or you just don't quite know what to expect with that process or how reasonable it is that you'll get an agent to care about you, that you'll get a traditional publishing contract, just know that you're not alone. And even as a professional writer, I got slammed with rejection letters, and that didn't stop me. If it's a story worth telling, then make sure that it is being told. You can learn more about my dystopian sci-fi novel without disruption and sign up for my pre-order waitlist at carriefrenchauthor.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at carriefrenchauthor. And I am so excited to roll out the marketing and immerse you in this world starting November 10th. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was entertaining or enlightening, if not a little bit helpful. Just a personal experience, little story time action. Hopefully you enjoyed. See you later.